was born in a small town in India, Roorkee, located on the banks of River Ganges and housing one of the most popular and the oldest engineering college in the country. I grew up as the studious little girl who goes to a convent school, lives in a big house with grandparents, parents, uncles, aunts, siblings, cousins, and house guests who are not ready to leave, all living under the same roof. In short, I lived with lots of people, most of them engineers, lots of food, lots of love, but at the same time, lots of values, lots of culture, and lots of tradition. Now, many of you would think that this little girl ended up going to the engineering college that was stationed in her backyard, not only physically, but also psychologically. But I didn't go there. Because this little girl from small town was destined for the big city. And so I ended up moving to Bombay, the Bollywood city of the world, to pursue my engineering degree. And then my work brought me to Delhi, the capital of the nation. In India, in my culture, it's the parents' duty, or rather parents take it as their most important duty to find the spouse for their children. My parents were no different. I was 24 years old, had finished my basic undergrad degree, and was working. So technically, it was time for me to settle down, aka get married. So one fine afternoon, as I was winding after a long day at work, my mom excitedly calls me and says, "Hey, I just saw this advertisement in the newspaper and I think I found your perfect fit." Even more excitedly, I asked her, "Hey mom, did you find me the perfect pair of jeans that I'd been looking for over a month?" And she goes like, "Oh no, I found you something even better. I found you something I'd been looking for over a year. I found you a husband." Seriously, mom? In a newspaper advertisement? And then she continues, "He is highly educated. He has a PhD. He works for a very good company in US. His parents still live in India, so he keeps coming back quite often, so we'll get to see you. And you don't have to worry about your foot pain, because he's perfect for your short height, so you don't have to wear your heels all the time." So with curiosity, I asked my mom, and she also told me that my father has arranged a meeting with his parents the very next day. So with curiosity, I asked my mom, "So mom, do I need to apply for a leave? Shall I tell my boss if we are going to meet this boy tomorrow?" And she goes like, "Are you kidding me? No, girls are not allowed in the first meeting. Let me and your dad go, check the boy, check his family, and if we like him, then only we'll move to the next step." Growing up in that joint family, I had always seen elderly members of the family taking important life decisions for their younger generations. I grew up with this idea, and I knew that my parents would be the one who will be taking the most important decision, the decision of my marriage. And so I was okay with it, and rather looking forward to this day. So the next day arrived, and my parents went to meet the boy and his parents in a 5-star hotel. And apparently some magic happened, because they came back home beaming with joy and arranging the meeting between me and the boy's family the very next day. In India, we take pride in our hospitality, whether we are meeting somebody for the first time or nth time. This meeting was being arranged at my maternal parents' house, who lived in Delhi at that time, an entire family from my mom's side. Her parents, her brother, her sister, sister-in-law, my cousins, my siblings, myself, all of us came together to prepare for the grand welcome of this prospective party. In my mind, I thought I would be meeting just the boy and his parents. But like my family, his family was also close there. And they came with their gamut of friends, relatives, neighbors, and a whole bunch of people. The first thought that crossed my mom's mind, thank God I have enough food to feed the entire party. So in between the highs and the hellos and the namastes and the exchange of chai and snacks, the boy and the girl were sent to a separate room to have a private conversation. Or so we thought, because the conversation was not really private, as my 10-year-old cousin kept interrupting after every 5 minutes on the pretense of serving us snacks. Even though I lived in the city of romance, Bombay, all by myself, I had never dated and I had never had a boyfriend. I had share fare of friends who were boys through my school and work years. So when I meet this boy for the very first time, he seemed way more cultured, way more educated, and way more grounded than all the boys I had hung out as colleagues or project partners. A sense of calm, a sense of peace dawned upon me. And I knew he would be somebody, and his family would be somebody that my parents would be proud of, not only today, but even in the future. Something really clicked. We were in conversation for 30 minutes, but it felt like 5 minutes. We came out of our private conversation after 30 minutes and told our families that we were ready to get married. The joy on their faces is unexplainable. It really felt like they had won a battle after fixing this alliance. The only caveat, we had to get married in 1 week. Because this boy lives in US, and US companies give only 3 weeks of vacation. And he had already wasted 1.5 weeks in jet lag and searching for other brides. Never mind. My entire family and my entire small town came to a standstill and started preparing for the big Indian fat wedding. My wedding. Most of the arrangements, including applying for my passport and visa, was taken care by the elderly members of the family, and all I had to worry about was getting my facial, getting my manicure, getting my pedicure, and looking good for the D-Day. In between our wedding preparations, we did get an opportunity to meet again while choosing our bridal outfits, but we couldn't talk much because we were in the presence of our parents. We communicated using sign language and silence. But even in that silence, our bond strengthened. I had a whirlwind marriage with Ankur within 7 days of meeting him for the first time, and flew to US within 10 days. 10 days, yes. It's unbelievable now. People often ask me, you got married in such a rush. Are you happy? I am. We are. Our marriage didn't really start on a Bollywood romantic movie kind of a note, but romance did come in later. Few years into the marriage, my father, who lives in India, had a massive heart attack. I had to fly to be with him, my mom and my sister overnight. During that time, my husband Ankur supported me financially and emotionally. He let me be a daughter, even though I was a daughter-in-law and a wife first. And this privilege is not given to many women, many educated women, even today in my society. And at that point, I just knew that I'd found the right partner. Today, February 13th, we are celebrating our 15th anniversary. And we are blessed with two beautiful children who are our trophies. Thanks to my mom, who saw this advertisement in the newspaper, used her mother instincts, and knew right off the bat that she had found the perfect fit for me. Growing up as that young, timid, shy, insecure girl in a small town, I never envisioned my life would be so different. That I would come to United States of America, the land of the dreams. That I would end up pursuing 2 master's degree in engineering from one of the top universities in US. Today, I'm an international best-selling author of 4 books and have helped over 150 writers publish and launch their books as best-selling authors. And I owe this success to Ankur because he lets me be me, shares the same values, and helps me grow as a daughter, a daughter-in-law, a mom, a wife, and a women entrepreneur every single moment of my life. Thank you.